So this is a intro guide on how to get a full push-up and what a full push-up looks like and some common mistakes we can make. Now I have put something like this up before, but this is what a push-up should look like. So your chest does come down to the floor, your hands are in line in position with your chest, and you come back up with full elbow lockout. The reason why I'm putting this video up is just push-ups are quite an essential bodyweight movement that we can easily get wrong and is commonly done wrong. I've done a 12-part series before on Instagram, but I just wanted to integrate it all onto YouTube just to give some insight into what you need to be doing to build towards a good push-up, because it is a good goal to have in the long run, especially if you don't have that bodyweight strength. So what I'm going to show you is how to build your full push-up and why it's important to get into a good position from the start. Couple of ideas on what to do to how to build towards one is the first one would be looking at a bar push-up. A bar push-up is good because we tend to keep a good position because it's a little bit easier, but it's important as it gets harder with this good position to keep the position the exact same, whatever variation we're using. So a bar push-up, again, depending on the height, so that the lower down it's going to get, the harder, as you can see in the video as we go through it, it gets a little harder. Keeping the elbows tucked in, you are grabbing the bar as well, so when you grab the bar it's a different position slightly, but again you will get the picture of trying to get your chest to the bar and just getting a bit more comfortable holding a proportion of your body weight. Bar push-up, again, gradually progress it. If you feel comfortable, 5 reps, then maybe lower it down a little bit, and then we can progress you on. The box push-up, which I have laid out, box height again is quite important, so you can see me playing around with the different heights in the box. Higher up, the easier it is. Again, while you're keeping that high position, make sure you're keeping your body position the same as well, so we're not kind of arching the hips or keeping the shoulders too high and stuff like that. So box is another progression. A lot of gyms will have a box or some sort of plyo box as well. This one, again, I would recommend for people who are getting that little bit closer to the floor and feeling a bit more comfortable. Again, I would use a pull-up station and maybe something that has those like red J hooks that I have there, and hooking a band around. Now again, some gyms have bands, some don't. I am aware that we have bands here, and we have different bands. Thicker the band, the more resistance. So again, start a little thicker. Don't be going super thick, because you might as well just go back to the bar or the box. Black one's quite moderate, so I'm going to use that. Again, keep in the same position, so keep your feet together, squeeze the butt. But what the band's going to do is when you get your chest to the floor, it's going to springboard you back up, so you're getting a bit of assistance, taking a little bit of body weight out of the picture. But the very important thing with this, and it's very easy to get wrong, is you're keeping that same position. So we're not using it as a total springboard, so you're not just collapsing to the floor and bouncing back up. We're keeping good tension all the way down and then letting it bring us back up a little bit easier with the banded push-ups. So banded push-ups, very good when it starts getting a little bit easier and you feel like you're making some progress. But again, I keep reiterating this, keep the position and the body position the same, so it transfers over to when you get a full push-up. Now when we do get a full push-up, we will move on. There is a good one, but again, it can be done really badly, really quickly. This is called a negative push-up, where we're going to lower ourselves to the floor. So same thing, we're going to get our shoulder width distance. We're going to slowly lower ourselves down for a 3-second count until we touch the floor, then collapse to the floor and then come up onto our knees and then back up to our position. But when I mean collapse, I mean you're not pushing back up. So we disengage at the bottom, keep in a good strong position, and it's very important that we keep a good straight back again to transfer over to the full push-up. It's all thinking about the full movement in the long run, because it's going to make you feel, and it's going to make it better in the long run as well. The one thing I will say is, and I'm going to show you now, is the beginner push-up. This is not what we want to be doing. It is done quite commonly around, but it is not going to progress to the full push-up, mainly because it's not transferring positionally to a full push-up, and also it can be done rather wrong and very sloppily. and it's just not a great transfer over because it's just getting rid of too much body weight, and again, as I said before, positionally won't transfer. So as you can see, doing a negative or a beginner push-up, or on the knees, it's good in a workout possibly, but if you want to get a full one, it won't transfer over. So you will see now coming up that I go back to a full push-up, showing you the difference, making sure that we're getting a good strong position, and again, that's all we're looking for there. When we look at other mistakes, another mistake, and maybe it's a mistake or just laziness, is the depth. So we're trying to get our chest to the floor. We're not doing an elbow bend, an elbow lockout, which will have no benefit to you at all except for your ego, or getting more reps. So you're trying to get that chest all the way to the floor. So take a step back, go to a box push-up or a bar pull-up or bar push-up. And another one we can tend to see is the shoulders. So the shoulders and the hips. So the hips, firstly, we drop the hips, we don't squeeze the butt, and that's going to make the movement an awful lot harder in the long run. And the hips are an integral part of the push-up, so dropping them really quickly means you're not going to get your chest to the floor. It means it might make your lower back a little bit sore, and it's just going to make the movement look ugly and a lot harder to do. So keep squeezing the butt, keep your back straight from your shoulders down to your heels, keep it all tight, don't let the hips drop. Then we move over to shoulders. Again, as I kept saying throughout this video, you want to keep your shoulders stacked and your hands in line with your chest. So if I'm landing, my thumbs are in line with my chest, my shoulders are not sky high. Mightn't look too bad overall, but again, my elbows are flared out. You want to keep those elbows tucked in, and that again, we use too much of our shoulders in everyday life, so we don't want to use them too much in a push-up. We want to make up for it while using our chest. So this is just a big outline on giving you some ideas on what you can be doing with your push-ups. So again, to cover it all again, starting with that bar or box push-up, keeping the position the exact same throughout so it transfers over, then moving on to maybe a banded or negative push-up, and then really giving it a go and trying to see where you are with your full one. Hope you found this quite informative, and I'll talk to you guys again.